Hello again. So last time we were talking about Helen and where she comes from and her parentage and all that stuff. And you remember her mom is Leda, and this is Leda here in this picture. And her dad is Zeus, and you will recall he appears to her in the form of a swan. And this was a very popular form or subject for art in the ancient world as well as in the Renaissance. So there is a story, and unfortunately, given the circumstances of this year, we did not get to it uh, about Helen when she's younger. And the basic deal is this: when Helen was younger, she was so beautiful that even as like a 10, 11, 12-year-old girl, she got kidnapped by actually a fairly famous hero that we won't talk about right this minute. But she gets kidnapped, and he takes her back to his city where he tells his mom, hey, teach her how to be a woman, and then when she is old enough, I will marry her. Well, her brothers, he goes off somewhere else. That's another story in itself. But so his mom kind of, starts looking after Helen. Well, her brothers, Castor and Pollux, are infuriated by her being kidnapped. And so eventually they come, lead the troops, and destroy the city and get Helen and take her back to Sparta, where she's actually from. And that's why the Helen of Troy thing is sort of a negative thing, because she really is Helen of Sparta. Well, anyway, she grows older. It's time for her to get married. And the fact that she's so beautiful means there are many men, many suitors, we'll say, who want to marry her. These include Odysseus and Ajax and Menelaus, whom we already know is the one who becomes her husband. And what you do as a suitor is you bring a gift. Remember, we've talked a little bit about a bride price and that kind of thing. And so, they're supposed to bring a bride price. Well, Odysseus comes, he has no gift. I mean, he's poor. He knows he's poor. He kind of knows he doesn't really have any chance, but he's going to try anyway. Menelaus is exceedingly wealthy, and so he has plenty of money for a bride price. And Ajax, if we get far enough, you'll see some more about him. He says, well, I don't have a bride price gift, but I'll steal something for you. I'll steal some cattle. Now, her stepdad does not want to cause any trouble among the losers, right? He doesn't want to get them angry. You've got a lot of very robust individuals here. And so you don't want to cause a problem. And so he's really not sure what to do. How do I decide who to pick? And Odysseus, as we will discover in the process here, he's very clever. And so he suggests to the dad, he says, here's what you should do. Before you announce a winner, have all of us swear an oath. And this is the oath: that we will support and not fight the winner. So whoever her stepdad picks as the winner, nobody else is going to fight about that. And then number two, they will come and help if Helen is kidnapped. And as we said, she was kidnapped earlier in her life. And so it's not like this couldn't happen again, right? I mean, evidently she's just that beautiful that people have a hard time resisting. So the suitors agree, and a winner is chosen. And as we already know, it's Menelaus. And they are happy. And they have a daughter whose name is Hermione. And you guys with some Harry Potter familiarity will recognize that name, and that's where it comes from. And as I've kind of alluded to, they live in Sparta. And so it's a fairly happy life for the two of them. And that's who Helen is, and that's her situation as we transition back over to Paris. So he decides he's going to go to Sparta. He knows who the most beautiful woman in the world is. It is Helen. And so he says, I'm going to go to Sparta, claim my prize. Aphrodite's promised this to me. Now, he pretends it's just a friendly diplomatic mission to improve, quote-unquote, relations between the two cities. Haha. And before he goes, Cassandra says, his sister says, don't go. And so does Oenone, right, his wife. Now, Cassandra, of course, nobody ever believes her, no matter what she says. And Oenone, he kind of says, well, you're my wife, so of course you would say that.